Yeah, we're driving down the highway, feeling so free.
Everyone on Earth wants to know what happens after you die. They write books about it. They make films about it. They argue about it. They lie awake at night, afraid of it. And today, through this moment, through this woman standing before me right now, I am going to show every person watching exactly what happens. Not as theology, not as theory, as the lived reality of a soul that closed its eyes on earth and opened them here. Watch carefully, because what happens next applies to every single person watching this, without exception.
I was just driving. I had cake in the passenger seat. My sister turned 40 and I had leftover cake and I was singing. And then I am here. And I do not know what here is yet, but something in me already knows that the drive is not going to finish. And I need someone to tell me what is happening. I need someone to tell me what this is.
Diana, the drive finished. Just not the way drives on Earth finish. You are here now. And everything you were ever told about this moment, every question you ever had about what comes after, is about to be answered. Not in a book, in this room, in real time. Stand still and let the truth arrive at whatever speed it needs to.
Diana Grace Forster, age 41, daughter, sister, mother of 2. She was driving home from her sister's birthday dinner on a Saturday night in October when a driver who had not slept in 19 hours crossed into her lane. She did not suffer long. That is the first thing the record says, and it is said intentionally, because her mother is awake right now and needs to know it. The record of Diana's life is not the record of a saint. It is the record of a real woman, a complicated woman, a woman who loved fiercely and failed occasionally and tried consistently and doubted sometimes and came back always. She came to faith at 33 after years of keeping God at the comfortable distance of someone who believed in Him without wanting to be changed by Him. The change began at 33 and it was real and it was ongoing and it was nowhere near finished when the drive ended tonight.
My children. I need to say that first before anything else in this record is read. My children are 8 and 11 years old and they are asleep right now, and tomorrow morning someone is going to have to walk into their rooms and say something to them that no child should have to hear. I need to know they are going to be all right. I need that before I can hear anything else. Please, tell me they are going to be all right.
They are going to be all right, Diana. Not without pain. The pain is going to be real, and it is going to be long, and I am not going to diminish that by making it sound manageable. But I am going to be in it with them, the same way I was in everything with you. They are not going to be alone in this, not for a single morning of the rest of their lives. I need you to receive that before we continue. Receive it, Diana.
Diana, I want to speak to you the way someone speaks to a person who just received news that has not fully landed yet. Because you have been here for minutes and the reality of what your arrival means is still settling. And I want to be the one to tell you some of the things that are in that record before the full formal reading continues. Because some of what is there, you deserve to hear from someone who is not going to frame it inside a testimony.
Say what you have to say. I have 2 children who are going to wake up tomorrow morning without their mother. I do not have patience for anything that is not direct.
Fine, the 8 years before 33. The years before the faith became real. The things you did and the people you hurt. And the choices you made. when the only compass you were using was your own desire? They are in the record, all of them. The relationship at 27 that you handled in a way that left someone with damage they spent 3 years recovering from. The years you kept God at distance deliberately because proximity would have required changes you were not ready to make. The mother you were impatient with more times than either of you would want counted. The faith after 33 that was real, but still incomplete, still growing, still containing blind spots you had not yet surrendered. You were 8 years into a transformation that needed at least another 40, and it ended tonight on a road in October with leftover birthday cake in the passenger seat. 8 years in, 40 years short, and the record that is about to be read contains both the real progress and the real gap. And the gap, Diana, is what I am here to address.
You do not get to use my incompleteness against me. I was 33 years old when I said yes to God. I was not told the yes had an expiry. I was not told that a car in October could end the transformation before it finished. I was not told I needed 40 more years to be acceptable. I was told, come as you are. I came as I was, broken and incomplete, and 8 years into becoming something better than I was before. You want to stand here and tell me that the 8 years count for nothing because the 40 did not happen. That is not the gospel I received. That is not the God I said yes to.
But Diana, the children, you said yes to God at 33. You were growing. I acknowledge the growth, but the growth had not yet reached the place where your children had what they fully needed from you spiritually. Your daughter asked you 3 months ago whether heaven was real, and you said yes, and she asked you how you knew, and you told her you believed it, and she asked you if you had ever read the Bible with her, and Diana, you had not once. In 8 years of faith, you had not once opened a Bible with your daughter and read it to her, the way your own mother never did for you, and you always wished she had. The thing you wished you had received you had not yet given, and now you cannot, and I want you to sit with that.
Diana, I was in that conversation when your daughter asked you how you knew heaven was real, and you said you believed it. I want to tell you what your daughter heard in that answer. She heard her mother say, I stake something on this. Not certainty, not proof, but stake. Your daughter is 8 years old, and she heard a woman she trusts with her life say, I stake something on heaven being real. And something in her decided that if her mother stakes something on it, then it is worth staking something on. She has been thinking about that conversation for 3 months. She was going to ask you more questions at Christmas. She had them written in her journal in the specific private handwriting of an 8-year-old who does not want anyone to see that she is taking something seriously. Those questions are still in the journal, Diana, and I am going to send someone to answer them. I already know who. I already know when. Your daughter is not going to grow up without someone opening that Bible with her. I am not going to let the thing you wished you had received go ungiven to her. That is a promise, not comfort. A promise.
Who? Tell me who is going to do it. Tell me it is someone who will be gentle with her. She is sensitive. She does not like to feel stupid when she asks questions. She needs someone who will sit with her questions the way you sit with mine. Patient, without rushing to the answer before she has finished asking.
I know what she needs, Diana. I made her, and the person I am sending already loves her. You will know who it is the moment I say the name, but that conversation belongs to what comes next. First, this. This is what happens after you die, Diana. The drive ends. The song stops mid-verse, and you arrive somewhere that your whole life was moving toward, whether you knew it or not. And the first thing that happens is you are seen completely, every part of you. The 8 years before 33 and the 8 years after, the growth and the gap, the real progress and the real incompleteness, the woman you were and the woman you were becoming, all of it visible, all of it known. And then, this is what nobody on earth can fully prepare you for. You discover that being completely seen by God is not the terrifying exposure you spent your life afraid it would be. It is the most relief you have ever felt, because the hiding is over, the performing is over, the managing of what people see and what they don't is over. You are just you, completely, in front of the one who made you completely. And he is not horrified. He is not disappointed. He is not tallying the gap between 33 and 41 and finding it insufficient. He is this moment, this room, this specific tenderness, directed at this specific woman who was driving home from her sister's birthday dinner singing a song with leftover cake in the passenger seat and is now standing in the first moment of forever still asking about her children, because that is who she was and who she is and who she will always be. Romans 8:38 and 39. Neither death nor life, nor angels nor demons, nor the present nor the future, nor any powers nor height nor depth nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Diana, the drive ended, but nothing else ended. Not the love, not the relationship, not the transformation that started at 33 and felt unfinished tonight. It continues here in ways your earth mind could not have contained, but your eternity mind is about to discover. The gap the devil named was real. The growth was also real. And I do not discard the real growth because the gap existed alongside it. I complete the growth here, in the place where completion is finally possible without the interference of October Road to 19-hour drivers and everything else a broken world sends into the path of people who are still in the middle of becoming. You were in the middle of becoming Diana. I am finishing the becoming here. Welcome home. Your sister is going to wonder why you never came back with the leftovers. Tell her when she arrives. She is going to be here eventually. And when she gets here, you will have things to tell her about what happens after you die that no book has ever captured accurately. Starting with this, it is more real than anything that came before it. And the God who is always in the room is finally visible in the room. And that changes everything.
If you have been afraid of what happens after you die, and this moment answered something in you, type "I am not afraid anymore" in the comments right now. Share this with everyone who has lost someone too soon and needs to know that the transformation does not stop at the last breath. Like if God's promise to Diana about her daughter broke you open in the best possible way, Subscribe because this channel tells the truth about eternity that makes the present moment matter more, not less. She was 41 years old. She had leftover birthday cake in the passenger seat. She was singing along to a song on the radio with the windows slightly down, and she arrived at the most important moment in the history of her existence without warning and without preparation and without anything except the 8 years of becoming she had managed to accumulate since 33. The drive did not finish the way drives are supposed to finish, but something else finished. The hiding finished, the performing finished, the managing of what was seen and what was not. She stood in front of the one who made her and was seen completely and discovered that complete visibility in the presence of complete love is not exposure, it is relief. The specific relief of a woman who spent her whole life carrying the weight of being only partially known and finally felt it lifted by the only one who ever had the full picture. She asked about her children before she asked about anything else, because that is who she was. And God answered about her children before he said anything else, because that is who he is. What happens after you die is not a darkness and not an ending, and not the silence that the afraid imagine at 3 a.m. It is a room and a voice and the complete undefended truth of who you are meeting, the complete undefended truth of who made you, and discovering, maybe for the first time in the entire history of your existence, that the meeting is not what you spent your life afraid of, it is what you spent your life moving toward. The drive ends, everything else begins. Do not be afraid of the beginning, it was always meant to be beautiful.